Astroworld Festival has long been a time for hip-hop lovers to come together and support their favorite artists and watch them perform in a concert-like environment. Astrofest is a festival put on by Travis Scott annually. In this speech, I'll be telling you about the tragedy that resulted in the loss of 8 innocent lives at one of the Astrofests at the end of 2020. I personally have been a fan of Travis Scott since 2016 after he released his debut album, Rodeo, and I also attended one of the concerts in 2019. I hope that the tragedy can create better safety measures for concerts in the year to come to prevent any other losses like this. For some context, who is Travis Scott and what is Astroworld? Travis Scott is a famous rapper from Houston, Texas. Most of his music or album titles center around being from the Houston, Texas area. His first album, entitled Rodeo, which of course takes place in Texas. His next album, entitled Astroworld, was released in 2018, obviously being a nod to the Astros and a former Astroworld amusement park. RIAA tells us that Travis Scott has 8 platinum records and 2 diamond records. Platinum meaning that people have streamed his music 100,000 times. Diamond meaning that somebody has streamed his music 1,000,000 times. Travis Scott has been making music since 2010, so he's been around for about 12 years now. He has performed and been on songs featured alongside big names in hip-hop such as Eminem, Kanye, Drake, and plenty of others. Astrofest is an annual festival put on by rapper Travis Scott, where the crowds can get a little out of control due to lack of crowd control. These festivals typically have plenty of hip-hop artists, plenty of popular big names in the industries right now performing their music, or alongside watching people perform their music. So what exactly caused the tragedy at Astroworld? Well, of course, that's the overpopulation of the crowds and lack of crowd control. So the biggest reason people actually lost their lives at Travis Scott's Astrofest is due to overpopulation of crowds. Reports say that too many tickets were sold, and medical professionals just did not have the medical training to save people. Those in the crowd would continue singing very loud until they eventually passed out, causing them to be stepped on when they passed out and lay on the ground. That is the biggest cause of death at the concert. Around 9 people lost their lives due to being trampled. Another big reason is drug injections. KHOU tells us that drugs were actually running rampant at this concert. People were feeling little pricks in their neck. Police officers even said that they felt little pricks in the back of their neck, which could be concluded to drugs. There are also 10-year-old kids at this concert potentially taking these drugs or potentially being injected with these drugs, which is of course unsafe as their bodies have not developed enough yet to be able to fight off drugs like this. The public reception was of course mostly negative. There wasn't many people defending Travis Scott after this happened. Travis Scott even offered to pay for funeral expenses, and the families of the people who lost their lives tragically declined. They didn't want Travis Scott anywhere near their kids, anywhere near their family. They figured he had probably done enough. ABC News even previewed tweets, comments, and Instagram posts about Travis Scott, and they were mostly negative, saying that he only wanted public reception and he only wanted people to see him as a good guy now. Hollywood Life says that after the incident, Travis Scott actually retreated to his home back in Houston and hasn't left even to this day. The only time he has left is to do an interview, and he has recently put out this interview talking about the Astroworld experience. Travis Scott has also put out an apology on his Instagram page, which many people chalk up to, again, the public reception, and him just wanting to kind of save his image. I do hope that this Travis Scott concert will set a standard for all concerts in the future, and I hope that concerts will have more medical professionals and more safety standards put in place so that others do not lose their lives in concerts such as this. Concerts are a very fun thing to go to, but it shouldn't be at the cost of a human life. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tragedy of Astroworld.